Hey, it's me again, back with another beautiful story / life lesson. Now, we're still in Genesis. We're on Jacob and Rachel. The other day, I introduced you to Jacob and how he fell in love with Rachel and went to work for her for a total of 14 years. And during the process of that, he also gained her sister's hand in marriage, Leah. Now, we know evidence that we see evidence of how his love for Rachel was, but we never heard about what happened to Leah. So today we're about to dive in a little bit and see how Leah's life was affected by this. So in Genesis 29, it said Genesis 29:20 said Jacob served 7 years to get Rachel, but they only seemed like a few days. 29 verse 20, if I didn't say that before. Also, another evidence of his love for Rachel was here. You'll find the same chapter 29 verse 30. Jacob made love to Rachel also, and his love for Rachel was greater than his love for Leah. And he worked for Laban another 7 years. So it didn't say he didn't love Leah. It just said his love for Rachel was greater than his love for Leah. Also, we will note moving forward in that same chapter where it says, when the Lord saw that Leah was not loved, he enabled her to conceive. But Rachel remained childless. Also, we see further where Leah confirms that she wasn't loved when, from the first birth, she conceived, and she said, she's like, Leah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named him Reuben, for she said, "It is because the Lord has seen my misery. Surely my husband will love me now." And we'll see here further on that she went on to have more children. And every time she had these children, she kind of somewhat dedicated these children to the lack of love that she was receiving. She was not receiving from her husband. Now, Leah was never who Jacob initially wanted. We know this. Leah was just thrust into the situation by her father due to the custom, tradition, whatever it is that was going on at that time. However, though she was thrust into it, she accepted her fate and waited and hoped and prayed that she would be loved somewhere along the line. Leah attempted to work for her husband's love by giving birth to many children in hopes that he would love her the same or even more in return for her giving him these many children, even while Rachel remained childless. Now, what's the correlation between us and Leah here? For me, I will use myself that I've been in Leah's position where I have been with someone due to whatever circumstance or situationships. We all know that. And, you kind of fall into those things. You never expected them to happen, but it happened regardless. You try to make the best of it by doing what you can to make it work. Sometimes we end up trying to work our way into love. We work harder because we believe that ultimately that person would see us for who we are, and in turn will turn around and love us the way that we're trying to give them the love that we believe that we deserve. But how many of us that has that worked out for? This is evidence that this situationship thing has been going on for a really long time. We can see here where there's a woman that was given into a marriage due to customs, tradition, and she tried to make the best of it by earning love. And no matter what she did, you can still see where she never ever got that love that she was deserving of. Because what? He never wanted her in the first place. She was given to him. He didn't work for her. He didn't earn her. She was never on the list of things that he went to her father for. When he was praying to God, she was never one of those things that he prayed for. So, with that being said, how many of us have been in Leah's position? And how many of us, unlike Leah, who didn't have a choice, that made the best of a situation, and her father didn't know what her future would look like, making a decision like this for her. How many of us are in a position to do better than Leah? How many of us are attached to situationships? And I'm saying situationships because you know what a relationship is, where both partners are equally invested in each other. A situationship is usually one where one person is benefiting. It's never two people benefiting. How many of us are in Leah's position right now, where you're giving to a person your everything in hopes that they will turn around and love you? You're showing up, you're attempting to earn love. But as we can see here in this chapter, Rachel never did anything to earn Jacob's love. She was just herself. She was just Rachel, and that was enough for Jacob. And he went to work. He put in the work. In Leah's case, he never went to work for her. She was just thrown in there like a bonus deal. How many of us are in here throwing ourselves like a bonus deal out? Like, this person has never done anything to earn you, never showed up for you the way you're showing up for them. But here you are, being Superman or Superwoman to a person that didn't even ask that of you. Jacob never asked for Leah, but he was given her. He made the best of it though. Now, my challenge to you is, you're not Leah, where she didn't have a choice. You don't have a father like Leah's father. See, the beautiful thing about that is that Leah's father didn't know what would happen to Leah's future, but you have a father that does. Unlike Leah's father, who was confined by custom or tradition, our father isn't. Unlike Leah's situation, God knows who's your Jacob and who's your Rachel. So if you are currently sitting in Leah's position right now, you have a choice. Unlike her, you are able to get up. You are able to make one decision that could change the trajectory of your life and make a change for the better. Yes, it may be scary. Yes, it may get lonely. But isn't it worth it versus sitting in the shadow of somebody else? Leah sat in the shadow of Rachel her whole life. I don't know whose shadow you're sitting in, but that person that has shown you over and over that they will not love you and they will not return to you the effort that you're giving into them. They have shown you in so many ways without even words. And on top of it, they have told you these words you will normally hear. We're just chilling. It's not that serious. Let's not put a label on it. Let's no titles. Those are indication to you that person has not taken you seriously. But in your mind, you regard this person of the highest level. If they call, you're there. You prioritize them. So today, I'm calling all situationships for what it is. It's a Leah. If you're sitting as a Leah right now, I would encourage you to get up. Your Jacob is somewhere looking for you. And he's hoping that he runs into you. Not so damaged. What happened to Leah here? Her self-esteem was damaged. Her confidence in herself was damaged. And in fact, her image was damaged. What little she went with, she left with nothing. So, a scripture that I will use to remind you that God is faithful is Luke 1:45. It says, "Blessed is she who believe that there will be a performance for the things which were told of her from the Lord." The Lord promised you that he would take care of you and he will love you. Why would you accept a love less than you deserve?